Hello, this is Tim from Two Blokes from Blighty, and before we get into the episode, we're going to hear a little message from our friends over at Talking Smack. Take it away, gang.
I love this man.
Hey Josh, I'm finally ready to do something fun every Wednesday.
Alex, finally, we're going to talk superheroes, movies, animation, comics, and much, much more, right?
Yes, but we're also going to talk Star Trek.
Make it so, my friend. Catch Talking Smack every Wednesday on your podcatcher of choice. We'll see you there, smackheads.
Before we start the episode, do you know what really gets me about Talking Smack is how quickly they get reviews out of stuff that's like still in the cinema and
They're
still
sharp.
so relevant. Like I was there at time of recording their latest episodes about Gladiator 2, and I really want to listen to it, but I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, they are on it.
Yeah, so good, so good. And if you're not listening to it, you should listen to Talking Smack because,
I
well,
wonder how much of their content revolves around like advanced screenings of stuff.
I don't think a lot of it. I just think they're really, really on it.
Good work, gang. Really good work.
Great, nice one. This is Talking Smack.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. I know you planned it. I'm going to set it straight. This Watergate. This is Two Blokes from Blighty. I am Joey Fitzgerald, and I'm joined by the bodacious Tim Fitzgerald.
I'm bombastic this week.
He's bombastic. How the bloody shit in hell are you doing?
I'm reggae fantastic. What about you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Feels like a long time since we've recorded. I don't know why.
I don't know. Like we recorded on it's a late recording. We're recording this on a Friday when we normally do these on a Wednesday, but it's only been a week.
We're recording this on Black Friday. Isn't that exciting?
That is exciting. Have you ever been to a Black Friday thing in person?
No.
No, I've been once.
I went. We got our telly last Black Friday, but I ordered it online, parked up, walked in, picked it up, put it in the car, and left.
Yeah. I went when I was living in the States to a Black Friday because I wanted to see what it was like. So I went to the nearest Walmart and just watched people beat the shit out of each other while I bought a candle.
Was it a nice candle?
It smelled nice.
Good. Yeah. Tim, I can see boxes all around you. Have you had a fun Black Friday?
No, we're getting rid of the boxes from Payne's PC build. We held on to them in case there was any parts that needed to be sent back, but it's just purely going in the recycling bit by bit.
Oh. Why don't you keep them, and then when she comes to upgrade them, you can sell them in the box?
Maybe.
You're not going to do that, are you?
Well, we've already got rid of the GPU box.
Well, you don't know, but the GPU you're never going to resell.
No. Unless it's like a mining rig.
Maybe to a person who digs in the mines. I was going to say a miner then, but then I don't want to cast allegation on you, Tim. We normally start these episodes without accusing Tim of some predatory behavior. We normally start them with our quiz question.
Quiz question of the week. Not a jingle, that's a sound effect at best.
What we have there is a fucking jingle, Tim.
I've got two questions for you this week. One's really short. It's a 50-50 chance of you getting it. And the other one is a thinker.
Okay.
Short one. The inventor of the fire hydrant is unknown because the patent office that held the original patent burned down. True or false?
True.
That is true. We're going to go to... that's a mini weird history for you, everyone. But our thinker question. Which famous artist designed the Chubba Chubs logo?
Ooh. Was that Andy Warhol?
It's not Andy Warhol, but we'll come back to the end of the episode.
I was just thinking vibrant colours.
Yeah. He does do vibrancy.
He's so vibrant.
He's so vibrant. He's so gauche.
He's bringing Slay energy.
It's giving paint.
It's his brat summer. I sent you a video just before this of someone asking Bob Mortimer if he'd had a brat summer, and he just goes, "What? I'm 66. A brat? Does that mean aggressive? No, I've had a lovely relaxed summer, thank you."
God bless Bob Mortimer.
So good. But Tim, this episode comes out on December the 4th, the 4th day of Podmas, and Timmy gave to me 2 blokes from Blighty.
Yeah, this is our first 2BFB for Podmas. We've got 4 total, I think, right?
I think there's 4. Bloody hell, we've got a lot to record still.
Yeah, we do.
Tim, that would make December the 4th the Wednesday, right?
That sounds right. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with Wednesday.
Tim and Joey talking loud. Holidays that make them proud. Calendar check every week. Which day holds the peak? Valentine's is on a pivot. Christmas Eve sometimes hits it. New Year's Eve can be found smiling on a Wednesday round. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to shake the mood. Celebrate whatever's there. Make the middle week a fair.
God, I'll never get bored of that.
It's so good.
Tim, we've got a few days for you.
Oh, yeah?
As you can imagine, start of December, we start thinking about Christmas. We start doing things indoors. We start ordering packages, and our first day is National Package Protection Day.
Sure. Everyone wear a
Stop
cup.
Nicking shit off you.
Oh, that kind.
Doorstep. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Basically, first Wednesday after Thanksgiving, because of all the Black Friday stuff.
makes sense.
Deliver it, protect it.
I saw someone on Reddit.
Yeah.
On the PC Master Race subreddit the other day, where they had 3 packages on their door. One of them was a toy for their child, one of them was a Swiffer, and the other one was an RTX 4080. And this porch parrot came along and took the toy and the Swiffer and left the RTX.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
What's a Swiffer?
Like a mop, like a dry mop, for like wooden floors.
Okay, cool. So suspiciously, that day was created by Ring.com. So I think they might have an ulterior motive. I have a Ring doorbell. We just haven't fit it.
Have you ever seen the... Oh, they don't call it Dragon's Den in the US. What do they call it? Shark Tank?
Yeah, Shark Tank.
The episode where the guy who invented the Ring doorbell went on.
Yeah, it's good.
And then he came back several years later as one of the sharks.
One of the sharks swirling in the sea.
I also saw an argument on TikTok the other day of people arguing whether or not a hammerhead shark has 1 head or 2.
It's got 1.
It's 1. It's very clearly 1, but this guy was convinced it was 2.
It's not a hammerhead shark.
Yeah. It's a weird head.
Really quickly, Ring doorbells and video doorbells, I think the stuff you get on them is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I might have told a story once about my favorite thing I've ever seen off of a video doorbell. But I wondered if you had any before I revealed mine.
I mean, our other brother and our sister-in-law have got a Ring doorbell, and they showed me some brilliant footage of the brother of ours leaving the handbrake off the van and watching it roll into the porch door, making them stuck in the porch.
Oh dear! How did they get out? Did they have to go around the back?
They had to go around the back. James, to hop the fence.
Oh no! Poor other brother.
I know. I want to beep his name where I said it.
Yeah, that's fine. My one is where we used to live. Someone put a warning up on like the residents' Facebook group about a man that was out of his mind and throwing stuff at her door, and it's because his dog had done a poo outside the front of her house, and she'd gone out, and you can hear on the Ring doorbell going, "This is the 5th or 6th time you've done this. You're on the Ring doorbell. I'm posting you to Facebook." And the man in a really thick, like Birmingham accent goes, "Right, well, if I'm going on Facebook, I'll give him a show." And then he picks up the dog poo and he just hurls it at the door.
Amazing.
Like bare hand. He just yeets it at the door. It was something else. Anyway, Tim, so that was National Package Protection Day. National Cookie Day.
Oh.
How'd you feel about that one?
I'm very hit and miss with cookies. People, where do you put Maryland on a scale of 1 to 10?
Very low.
Yeah, they're very they're overly
really brittle. I like them. Millie's, the soft cookies.
Yeah, they're good.
I like a soft cookie.
If it's soft or warm or a combination of both, great.
That's
if it's anything else,
me soft and warm.
I'm hard and cold. And together we make a unique temperature called hold.
Neutral.
Yeah, neutral. But no, like Millie, like if you're talking like Maryland cookies, bad.
I'm just talking general cookies.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, go for it.
National Dice Day.
As in roll your dice.
Like a dice, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
National Sock Day.
Sock.
Sock.
There's a lot of good days today. I love a pair of socks.
Yeah. Are you wearing socks now?
I'm not actually. I just got out of the shower.
My dogs are free as well.
My dogs are barking. Calm down.
National Wildlife Conservation Day.
Also important. Yep.
Very important. Cabernet Franc Day.
Absolutely not. Don't know what it is. Not as important as sock day.
Cabernet Franc Day.
Oh, it's going to be like a war memorial thing.
Well, it's actually the abolition of slavery. No, it's not. It's
no.
It celebrates a specific type of wine.
No.
Okay, cool. And then finally, Santa's List Day.
Oh, that's fun.
So this is the day that Santa decides who's on the nice and who's on the naughty list.
Oh. All right. I'm going to say it's Santa's List Day.
Okay.
And I want the audience to celebrate tomorrow by doing the opposite of what you've done all year.
Nice. Make the most of the time between then and Christmas.
Exactly. This is like a free zone, effectively.
It is a free zone. What's the naughtiest thing you've ever done?
Oh. I was going to say, probably that time that I pissed on our neighbour's wall and got caught.
Have we ever told that story?
Don't
forget who listens to this, Tim.
Dad definitely knows.
Oh yeah, Dad bollocked you for it.
I got an absolute bollocking for that one, and rightfully so. There was a guy down our road who was really, I'm going to say, of the dickhead.
He was a bit of a bully, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. So I was like, I'm just going to piss on his wall. And then I got the wrong wall, meaning I got the wrong house. And as I was pissing on the wall, the person who owned the wall happened to pull up in their car.
And they were like, what are you doing? And you were like, so-and-so's just a dickhead. He's so mean. And they were like, he lives next door.
Yeah. I had to wash off with a sponge. And then I went off to Blackpool that weekend. Well, what a weekend that was.
What a weekend. Tim, where would you like to go next?
Can we briefly talk about Farming Simulator?
Yes, let's talk about Farming Simulator.
You suggested this as a joke game for stream the other night. How did you find it?
I loved it.
I had a great time.
Fun. So much fun that I think I want to do it again immediately.
Yeah, like I actually had a great time. I could absolutely see myself getting into a farming sim.
Although I went on, we raided another person playing Farming Simulator afterwards. I don't know if you saw that, but he spent about 40 minutes talking to me about mods for the game, and I was there typing, right, gotta go now, it's quite late here in the UK, and he's like, and then for this mod you got to do this, this, and this. I was like, oh, that's really cool, thank you, I'm gonna go to bed now. And then he was like, and if you want to do this, you need to get this mod. I was like, I don't want to be rude and just go.
At that point. You've given him 3 warnings.
I actually gave him about 12 warnings. Honestly, I'm not joking. It was 40 minutes. He was the nicest man. He had a low viewer count. I thought, he's doing his best. He's having a nice time on Thanksgiving. I just want to be civil and nice with him. But he wouldn't let me leave. He just was eating cranberries, shouting at his wife and giving me advice on Farming Simulator.
Well, hang on. Now I'm back in on the stream. What's happening?
She was just asking if he wanted cranberries now or later. And he just was going, like, every now and then he'd mute, but then every now and then he just wouldn't. And he'd be like, oh, the fucking cranberries are so... He was like really nice stuff. He was saying how nice they are. How he can't wait for the cranberries. And then she'd go, you just hear me in the background. He'd be like, oh, the fucking cranberries. It was a wild stream.
Yeah, I'm back in on this now.
You see why I sat there for 40 minutes?
Hypnotized, I imagine.
Absolutely hypnotized. Tim.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Farming Simulator?
I loved it. I have been craving a decent farming game for a long time, and I tried my hand at Farming Simulator maybe a year ago and was like, I don't get it. I don't understand any of the controls. It's very complicated. I don't get it. It
is complicated. So we streamed it probably for 2 hours last night on Farming Simulator. We started on Liar's Bar. We moved to Farming Simulator. We were on Farming Simulator for probably 2 hours.
I got half a field done.
I got half a field done and couldn't work out how to use another machine in the whole time.
But what I've been craving is the techniques of a farming simulator, like the really technical stuff and the involved stuff, because I like that kind of thing.
Okay.
And as much as I love Stardew Valley, it's great if you want like just kind of a bit of a broad farming sim, if you like. Put crop in ground, take crop out of ground, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot more involved. There's like, you've got to plow the land, you've got to till the soil, you've got to do seeding, you've got to do spraying, you've got to consider pesticides, you've got to consider your workers, you've got to consider the upkeep of your equipment. It's that sort of thing that I really, really like. And Stardew Valley, while very, very fun, doesn't do that for me. And now this game does, because I understand how it works.
But also, there's a radio on there that taps into real radio stations, so you can jam out to Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, just while you're farming at 4 a.m. after not sleeping for 10 hours.
I did
10
see
days.
Farming Simulator. So we were playing 2022. That's the one that's available on Xbox Game Pass, not a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Farming Simulator 25, I saw somewhere today in Black Friday that it was 60% off.
Oh.
So...
how much is that? Asking for a friend.
It's still about 20 quid.
I'm going to go and look on Steam right now.
But don't bother getting it because none of us are getting it. And the point
No, but I'm curious. I've written firming. It's 42.42. No thanks.
There you go. So he loved it. He had a great time, but he's not wanting to spend real money on it.
I don't want to do that.
Tim.
Hi.
I think we should go to one of my favourite sections, the jokes.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Well remembered, Tim. So this is the joke of the week section where Tim and I will tell each other a bloody hilarious one-liners or just jokes. And the idea is to make the other person laugh. We can't laugh at the other person's joke, but when one of us cracks, that is the end of the section. Tim, how many jokes have you got today?
I've got 8. What about you?
I have 8.
Ah, perfect. Audience, let us know where you laughed if you did.
I've gone for a theme.
You always go for a theme.
I do go for a theme because I remember to do all my jokes about 10 minutes before the episode. So I'm going to start.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If I guess the theme, can I win?
No.
No.
If you make me laugh, you can win.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind, thought Eddie the Eye Eater as he began to feast.
Okay, you've been on those TikToks.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I love those scariest stories TikToks. I think they're hilarious.
You sent me about 20 of them.
Oh, yes, so funny. I was crying at one of them.
Okay.
I saw a sign that said "Watch for Children," and I thought it's a pretty reasonable trade.
The Fall Out Boy concert was great until boys started falling out of the sky.
That's a twist. I never saw that coming. A man walked into his house and was delighted when he discovered that someone had stolen all of his lamps.
Say that to me again.
A man walked into his house and he was delighted when he discovered that someone had stolen all of his lamps.
I think it works better written down because he was delighted.
There you go.
But yeah. Is this legal? I asked him. We will make it legal, the baby seller replied.
What a story. I used to be into S&M, bestiality, and necrophilia until I realised I was just beating a dead horse.
We've had that one.
Oh no, have we?
We have, yeah.
We need like a joke archive just so
I think you said that one because I made a joke about loads of bestiality jokes that week.
Oh.
How could you do this to me? I screamed as I looked at myself in the mirror, not realising what I'd become.
Not sure if I follow that one.
How could you do this to me? I screamed as I looked at myself in the mirror after really realising what I'd become.
I don't get it.
All of my jokes are from 2-sentence horror.
That one's kind of gone over my head.
Cool.
I rang up my local swimming pool and I asked, "Is this the local swimming pool?" And the guy said, "It depends on where you're calling from."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Yeah. Your insurance isn't covering the birth. If you don't have another way to pay, we'll have to put it back. 2-sentence horror.
It's a threat. Definitely a threat.
Yeah.
I deleted all my German contacts from my phone and now it's hands-free.
I like it. That is good.
Right?
Yeah, very good. Ain't nothing going to break my stride. Nobody going to slow me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving.
That was close. That was close.
Okay.
That was just the lyrics to the song, but for some reason that nearly got me.
Good.
I haven't slept for 10 days because that would be too long.
It would be too long.
Yeah.
You'd be very stiff afterwards.
I'd be comatose.
Yeah, you would. Bird 1. Uh-oh. Bird 2. Don't worry, he only has 1 stone.
Oh. He doesn't know. You have to be really low to pickpocket a dwarf.
I think we've had that one as well.
Let's get the joke archive on the go.
This is my last one. I'm not sure my 2-sentence horror was a great idea for the joke section.
No?
These are all genuine ones from the genuine Reddit. This is my favourite. I come in the sink. I don't stop. I sink in the cum.
I think the thing that got me was how close you were to the microphone.
Was I distorted?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Well, that's the joke of the week.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
So the joke of the week is, I come in the sink. It doesn't stop. I sink in the cum.
I need to go back on 2-sentence horror. It's a
So
phenomenal
dumb.
subreddit.
Do you know, as a quick point, did I ever tell you that when we came up with this section, I put this section in purely because of that voice line at the end of the jingle where you say, I misread that as that's the joke of the week. That's it. That's the whole reason it became a regular thing, the joke of the week.
Huh.
Yeah.
Neat.
I don't remember what we were using that jingle for in the first place, but
that joke was weak. It was the thing.
yeah. But
I don't
you
remember
said
what.
that in
Yeah.
the thing, but it became a regular point because you said that's the joke of the week.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Neat.
I've ever told you that.
No, not at all.
Oh, neat.
Neat.
Tim,
Yeah.
we've got a couple of things in here. We're going to talk about movie in a second.
Yeah.
You've put Town Felt Weird.
Oh, yeah. I had a really fucking weird experience leaving work the other day. And it's going to sound like a really mundane story, like one of those bad 2-sentence horror films. But I left work the other day and I cross a fairly busy intersection at work. It requires me to cross over 3 roads to get to the train station, essentially, at this one intersection. And as I crossed over the second one, everything got really dark. I was like, oh, maybe someone had their full beams on and turned them off. No, all the traffic lights were, all the lights were on. All the street lights on this main road just died in one go. So I was like, okay, that's weird, but I'd crossed over the busiest part already. So I get to this train station that I regularly go to and from in order to get to work. And the train that I'm going for is like an hour delayed. I'm like, okay, great. That's fine. There's another one in like 20 minutes. I'll just get that one. So I noticed it's on a different platform that's regular. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to listen to the platform announcements because I'm hearing a bunch of like, that whole bing, bang, blah, 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 blah announcement. You can't really hear what they're saying. And I took off my headphones and the station was like silent. It was like completely full. But if you just like played a recording of it to me, I'd be like, there's no one there. So like, there was no one talking at the station.
That's some Silent Hill shit.
Very, very spooky. And then I'm looking at the, the boards they've got on the platforms where it's like the next train, the second train, the third train. It's got this many carriages. It's here. It goes to these stops. It had the first train, second train, third train. It had where it's going. And then it had a message saying, travelers are advised to complete their journeys by 7 p.m. tonight. that's ominous. And I caught that and I was like, surely I've misread that. And then it came up again, and then it said, travelers are advised to complete their journeys by 7 p.m. Tonight. Be sure to check if the trains are running tomorrow. That's very, very weird.
It's really strange. There was no bad weather or anything.
That's the only thing I can assume it was, but I didn't see any. And I get to my station near my house about 7 o'clock. There was no bad weather where I saw. Obviously, it's not going to be like 7 o'clock. Here is the weather.
Wait, this was in the city centre?
In the city centre.
We said which city you live near.
Yeah, I live near Bristol.
So this was Bristol Temple Meads?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
It's really weird. It was such a bizarre evening.
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
Who died?
Who did die? Ringo Starr.
That explains why we've not seen him.
He's not been returning our calls. He's been under a train.
And won't
Thomas.
be seeing him. Thomas, not again, Thomas.
I love your rails, Thomas. Splat.
There's a joke there about being railed by Thomas.
There it is. Did I send you that TikTok where it was like, I'm not finding many skateboarders in my area, so I downloaded this app called Grinder, and now I'm finding people that want to go railing with me.
Yeah, you did. I find TikTok. I had last year. Did you ever do the TikTok Unwrapped?
No.
Well, it's like Spotify Wrapped, not Unwrapped.
Yeah.
Spotify Wrapped, and it tells you how long you spent watching TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So last year I did it, and I've made a conscious effort this year to try and watch a lot less because it was obscene, the time sink. And I found that since I've started watching it less, every third video is just TikTok shop.
I get a lot of TikTok shop.
I don't care about the same fucking projector that 20 people are trying to sell. I don't care that you can find a can of Monster for 12p cheaper than at your bloody
local market
store. It's not. I just don't like it. I think it's really twatty.
It's a bit twatty.
Don't like it. Still use it because it's funny for the memes, but I'm trying to use it a lot less. Tim, do you want to do movies or do you want to do history first?
Let's do history.
History, okay.
History. Exciting thing about this weird history this week. This is our first user-submitted weird history.
Ooh.
This comes to us courtesy of the Northern Boy, Alex.
Oh, that's exciting.
Lawrence Richard Larry Walters was often dreamed of flying, but he was unable to become a pilot in the US Air Force because of his poor eyesight. Instead, he became a truck driver.
Okay, cool.
He thought that using weather balloons to fly at the age of 13. He thought of using weather balloons to fly at the age of 13 after he'd seen them hanging from the ceiling of a military surplus store.
Mm-hmm.
In 1982, he decided to try this flying idea, and his intention was to float over the Mojave Desert and then use a pellet gun to burst some of the balloons in order to descend safely.
This guy sounds like a real smart cookie.
He is of all the people, he's one of them. So,
when did you say this was?
1982.
Okay, cool.
You may know this story.
I think I might do.
In mid-1982, Walters and his then-girlfriend, Carol Von Dusen, purchased 45 8-foot balloons, weather balloons to be exact, from a military surplus store, helium tanks from a California Toy Time Balloon store, and then forged a requisition from his employer, Filmfare Studios, saying the balloons were for a television commercial. He purchased a lawn chair from Sears for $109.
I have.
You see where this is going?
Story is very good.
On July 2nd, 1982, Walters attached 42 of the balloons, although Larry himself quoted 43 in some interviews, to his lawn chair and filled them with helium, put on a parachute, and strapped himself to the chair in the backyard of his home. That was his girlfriend's mother's home. He took his pellet gun, a CB radio, some sandwiches, 2 liters of Coca-Cola, and a packet of beer and a camera. When a cord that tied the lawn chair to his Jeep broke prematurely before the end of the planned date and notifying the authorities, Walter's chair then rose rapidly to a height of about 16,000 feet.
Silly Walter.
He was spotted from 2 commercial airliners as he slowly drifted over Long Beach and crossed the primary approach corridor to the Long Beach airport.
Yeah.
He was in contact with React, a citizens band radio monitoring organization who recorded the conversation. From React, what information do you wish for me to tell the airport at this time to your location and your difficulty? Larry said, the difficulty is an unauthorized balloon launch, and I know I'm in federal airspace, and I'm sure the ground crew has been alerted to the proper authority, but just call them and tell them that I'm okay. React then replied with, okay, stay safe, try not to chud it up. Not sure what chudding it up means.
Okay. That was really helpful by them, by the way.
It was. After 45 minutes in the sky, Walters started shooting several balloons with his pellet gun, taking care to not to off-balance his load.
Okay.
He'd accidentally dropped the pellet gun overboard. Despite taking the camera, he did not take any photos, and he descended slowly until the balloon's dangling cables got caught in a power line in Long Beach. The power line broke, causing a 20-minute blackout over the entire city, and he landed unharmed.
Yeah, that's the bit that surprises me about this.
Completely unharmed, perfectly fine. Walters was then immediately arrested by waiting members of the Long Beach Police Department. Regional Safety Inspector Neil Savoy had reported to have said, "We knew he broke some part of the Federal Aviation Act, and as soon as we decide what part that is, there will be some type of charge filed. If he had a pilot's license, we'd suspend that, but he doesn't."
What an idiot.
Walters was initially fined $4,000 for violations under the U.S. Federal Aviation's regulations, including operating an aircraft within airport traffic area without establishing and maintaining two-way communication with the radio towers. Walters appealed this, and the fine was reduced to $1,500. A civil charge of operating a civil aircraft for which there is not currently an effective airworthiness certificate was dropped, as this was not applicable for his class of aircraft. Just after landing, Walters spoke to police saying, I knew it was something I had to do. I've had this dream for 20 years, and if I hadn't have done it, I might end up at the funny farm.
I mean, now that he's done it, he might end up at the funny farm. Is he still alive today?
No, he is dead. He did not have a very fun way to go. But what I am going to send you is the chair that is currently in the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C.
I was going to say the word aircraft is quite generous there.
It is, but what else do you classify this as?
Nice.
It's a very shonky lawn chair, and those water jugs were there to act effectively as a ballast.
Well done him for not being dead. But,
yeah.
I mean, then he is now.
He was awarded a Risk Survivor Award from the Darwin Awards.
I mean, if you're getting an award from the Darwin Awards, it's not a good thing anyway.
Not a good thing. I love the Darwin Awards.
I do sometimes. I don't always think they're that good.
No, so a lot of the time they're just very, okay, what do you expect? But some of them are just out there, like really fucking out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But poor old Walt. Oh, but poor old Walter.
Poor old Walt. Well, that's the end of Weird History. Really short one this week, but thanks for sending it in. If anyone wants to send in Weird History or has topics they want me to talk about, please and thanks. I really enjoy researching this kind of thing.
I really like that story, and I really like the fact that they've gone, well, there's all these charges against you, but, he's a bloody scamp, isn't he? So we'll just reduce his fine by more than half. And
well, fining is about the only thing you can do, because it's not an aircraft, but he's broken aircraft laws. He can't suspend his pilot's license because he doesn't have one. What do you do?
Burn him at the stake.
Burn him at the stake. Okay,
burn him at the stake. Yeah.
Oh, okay, burn him at the stake. That seems reasonable. That's the end of Weird History this week.
Oh, I liked it. It was good. Tim, let's do movies.
Yeah, let's do movies. Oh, that's right. No jingle. Movies. Joe, we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine.
We did. We watched it. Can you summarize the plot in 11 seconds?
I can certainly try because I watched it earlier today.
1, 2, 3, go.
Deadpool is caught by the Time Police, and they reveal that Wolverine was the secret to keeping his universe in one piece, so he ends up going to a different timeline to get a different Wolverine because his Wolverine was dead, and then it's about him fighting the Time Police.
Unfortunately, Tim, you were 6 seconds too long.
Ah, that's a shame.
So you have been relegated from Two Blokes from Blighty. I'll be presenting next week solo.
Oh, okay.
What did you think of the movie?
It was fun.
Yeah?
It was fun. You're right. When we spoke about this last week, it is more fun than the first two movies.
Yeah, I think it's the best Deadpool movie.
It is. It is. I think it's one of these films where before I go back to watching it again, I'm going to need to give it quite a lot of time because I think Deadpool relies on the unexpected for humor, and going back to watch this even in a year will probably not have the same level of impact, in my opinion. However, what I did appreciate was the little nods to the lesser known part of the X-Men universe with characters like Gambit.
Well, Gambit was one of the best bits of the movie. Sorry, massive spoilers for this movie.
Yes, Gambit played by Channing Tatum. I love Gambit. He's one of my favorite X-Men. I think he's fucking cool. But I did find Channing Tatum to be a little distracting.
He was brilliant.
In that, it was Channing Tatum. It just looked a little weird with Gambit's helmet on Channing Tatum.
Okay.
Secondly, what the hell was going on with his accent?
But that's how he's meant to be in.
But he's kind of got a southern drawl. Typically, he's like Louisiana.
I don't think that's true.
I
mean, I went to watch it with is like a massive comic book nerd.
Was it Josh?
And I wish it was Josh.
Here we go. Where is Gambit from? Gambit's from New Orleans, right? So he's got like a southern drawl. And there were points in the film where I was like, is Gambit supposed to be French? Is he supposed to be from Boston? Is he supposed to be from like the South? It was
so Gambit's accent is Cajun English and Louisiana French.
That explains the French.
So there you go.
But I found it to be a little distracting. However, some other really fun cameos in this.
Sorry, before we go off of Gambit, the line.
The line. Which one?
Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself.
Oh yeah, good line.
So good.
Good line. Payne found it very funny that Gambit's powers near enough resulted in just I can throw cards very hard, but his powers are actually a little more involved than that. Essentially, he can dramatically accelerate the kinetic energy of objects, but the lighter the better. So he sticks with playing cards because he can throw those very easily.
Okay,
cool. Smart. Other fun cameos in this film, and I say cameos because they are kind of plot relevant. Chris Evans, and they were very much playing into the whole, it's Captain America, but then it turned out to be Johnny Storm.
That was fucking hilarious.
That was great. Who else? Yeah, Channing Tatum, Jennifer Garner coming back as Elektra. Great. Wesley fucking Snipes coming back as Blade.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Henry Cavill as Wolverine in one universe, also just great.
Good, wasn't it?
It was
Can
fun.
I ask you to Google someone for me? This man was in the film. Paul Mullins.
Paul Mullins?
Yeah.
English footballer.
Plays for Wrexham. Why was he in the film, Tim?
Right, because Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, who was also in this movie, they owned Wrexham, presumably at the time.
Yeah. Well, they've owned it for about 4 years now.
Not anymore now.
Yeah, they still own it.
They sold it.
I think they have.
I think I read that they have.
I don't think they have.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, they're in the process of selling the stake.
Oh wow, that is a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever watch Welcome to Wrexham?
No, but my plan was to watch it when I was done with Ted Lasso, and I just haven't finished Ted Lasso.
You should finish Ted Lasso.
I'll put it back on the list of things to watch now that I'm done with The Bear.
I found out. So, Welcome to Wrexham is a documentary. It follows them, and we'll get back onto Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine in a minute. The first episode has the first game that McElhenney and Reynolds when they're owning Wrexham, and the referee for that game is someone I work with.
Really?
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
Yeah, he's a professional referee. He referees the League One and League Two, which is the third and fourth highest leagues in the country, but it's professional level. And he was the referee for Wrexham's first game under McElhenney and Reynolds.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool Wolverine. But yeah, fun movie. About two people with regenerative powers who hate each other.
Yeah.
That's a great concept. Lots of fun references, great jokes in this one. The one part that I guess really stuck out to me was when he gets the new Deadpool suit tailored at the Time Police, and for some reason the tailor is just constantly like squeezing his ass and crotch, maybe every 5 seconds. Like even if he's like working on the shoulders, there's like a little squeeze, and then Deadpool just comes out going, "Yeah, your tailor's a predator. I'm here for it, but others might not be."
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
What about you?
It was really fun. I mean, you've said everything there is to say. It's just fun. It's dumb. It's really dumb in parts. There's loads of swearing. There's loads of fourth wall breaks, which is what you want for Deadpool. I really like the bit where he's shouting down the lens about Disney and Fox, and is this what you want, Disney? And you can't. Disney have said that we can't make reference to cocaine, and they go, "What? Not even white China?" And they're like, they know all the slang, and they just keep going through cocaine slang, which is good. I thought it was. I really, really, really enjoyed this film. I think it's one of my favorite films that came out this year.
I also really enjoyed the fact that every now and again Ryan Reynolds would just turn to Hugh Jackman and just say, Disney are going to will you out and to keep doing this until you're 90.
It's good. Yeah, it's really
great.
Good. Tim, what would you give it out of Blighty?
I mean, I gave it a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, so that's like 2.5, maybe 3.5 blokes out of Blighty.
Well, no, there's only 2 blokes, so it'd be 1.5 blokes.
1.5 then.
Okay, cool. I would give it 1 3/4 blokes, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It's
Thoroughly
fun.
Recommend it. Tim, we're going to keep this snappy. So is there anything else that you need to go through now?
Just what we're watching next week.
Oh, yeah. What we're watching next week, and then we'll do the quiz question and we'll get the fudge out of here.
Nice. Well, because we're now in Podmas, I feel like doing a Christmas movie. We're going to do the current Christmas movie of the season, Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty? Where can one find Hot Frosty?
It's on Netflix, but it definitely sounds like a sex act.
It definitely does. Can you give me a brief synopsis of Hot Frosty?
A woman who is single receives a magical scarf and puts it on a snowman.
Okay. For a second, it was really starting to sound like quite a seedy movie. Right, okay.
But there's some fun cameos that you'll appreciate.
Okay. Is Wesley Sneijder in it?
No, Wesley Snipes is not in this movie.
Wesley Sneijder is a Dutch footballer. I don't know why he came into my head.
That's weird. But yeah, when Wesley Snipes came on, I was like, oh my fucking God, it's him.
Oh my God, it's Blade. Right, Tim. Quiz question of the week, and then let's get out of here.
Pub quiz question of the week. I've lost my page.
Oh,
where is it? I've got it. What famous artist painted, or rather designed, the Chupa Chups logo?
Ludacris.
Not Ludacris. I'm going to give you 2 more guesses.
I don't know enough famous artists, Tim.
No?
Snoople Doggy Dogs.
Not Super Doggy Dogs. One more.
Is it Eminem?
It's not Eminem. It was Salvador Dali.
What?
Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali? I thought he was like dead hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, but he designed the Chupa Chups logo.
Chupa Chups surely weren't about when Salvador Dali was around.
He was? Yeah.
Oh. Melting clocks and Chupa Chups.
Yeah. And lobster phones.
And lobster phones. Well, there you go. Right. Well, Tim, we'll see everyone next week. Who's Podpat member of the week that you want to give a big shout out to? A big hairy shout out.
I'm going to give a big hairy shout out to Chatsunami.
Chatsunami, big up the Satsu. All right, we'll see you in a week's time, people. Merry Podmas.
Merry Podmas. Bye.
Bye, motherfuckers.
That's fine. No problem. I've got it kind of marked in red with a do not read unless okay notice on it.
Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Fair.
Okay, cool.
Back it. Oh, hang on. Claps. That's not coming through, is it?
Picking up.
That'll probably do.
Just scream.
Didn't come through. God damn it.
Scream louder. Come on, louder. I mean, that came in, but it's not going to be good for an editing point. Scream consistently for a long
My
time.
microphone's cutting out. Ah!
Okay, I'm just going to put it at the end of the episode, not with the bit in.